place to have the third tournament. Most awesome houses, some of the most awesome recreational water in the world for not only boating, but for bass fishing itself.
Well, and there's so many bass anglers that call this water home. You got Brad Leiberman, you got Mark Fisher, you got Paul Newman, you got John Loeb. They all call it home, and they love this body of water. It's going to be a tough race out there.
That's a fact. So let's all stay tuned for the Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour's third stop here on Lake Minnetonka.
The Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour is 4x4.
I think the weather's going to be a factor tonight. If it's bright and sunny like this, I feel that it's going to be a little bit different. We're hoping for some clouds tomorrow with the fish that we have going.
I've fished the lake for 25 plus years. I guess I'd say it's probably one of the top 10 lakes that I've ever fished, and probably one of the #1 lakes in this part of the country.
There's big fish, there's a lot of fish. You can catch them anywhere, shallow, deep. It's just a great lake to fish all the way around. Well, there's a lot of recreational boating and jet skis that run around. They kind of bug the fishermen, but our game plan is just not to get distracted by all the recreation going on and just keep our minds intact and keep fishing.
Some of these single guys running around out here might get distracted by some of the scenery.
The lake got better and the fishermen got better. We started figuring out different ways to catch the fish. And then here 8-10 years ago, the milfoil came.
Basically, Eurasian milfoil has helped Lake Minnetonka be the bass factory that it really is because of the habitat that it provides for the fish.
You can stick a camera through the milfoil and look around underneath there, and it's just wide open underneath there. So the fish have just an awesome place to live.
When milfoil really grows up to the top of the surface like it is over here, you can throw artificial rats, frogs, any of the soft plastic baits that float on top of the water and drag it right across the top of the milfoil, and if you get lucky and bring it next to a bass, you'll shoot right up through that milfoil and grab hold of it. Generally, those are the better sized fish. You'll have a good fish on your hands.
We're fishing anywhere from 8 to 10 feet, and we'll cast the 1 ounce jig into the mat. It'll bust its way all the way to the bottom. We shake it twice and then pull it up real slow. And you've got to figure what the bass are thinking. Either they'll hit it on the downfall, they'll pick it off the bottom, or they'll pick it up as you lift it.
I'm not a milfoil man. Very seldom do I flip milfoil. Everybody knows I like to use the jig worm, and I'm pretty effective at it. And I think that's the way I'm going to stay all day.
Minnetonka, Tommy, is without a doubt a world-class fishery. The size and abundance of these fish is incredible.
Some of the nation's top bass pros have rated this one of the top 5 lakes to fish bass in the world. And it's a situation where our predictions from our anglers have actually shown that it might take a 4-pound average to win this tournament.
And they're going to have to find those fish in a lot of different conditions. You're going to have to look deep in some of the gravel. You're going to have to look under some of the milfoil. We've got cabbage, coontail, and of course the shallow slop. And these are not stupid fish. These fish see lures all the time. It's a very heavily pressured fish lake, not to mention the fact all the pleasure craft, the boaters, the sailors, the jet skiers that take part out on Lake Minnetonka.
Oh, there's no doubt. All those recreational vehicles put a lot of pressure on the fish, and the pressure's on the anglers too, due to the fact that the top 12 places for the Angler of the Year race are within 20 points. One of the tightest races that we've had in Minnesota Pro-Am Bass history.
We spent the morning out on the water with them. Let's go see how they did.
We're going to go out and we're going to fish roller rock jig. We're going to fish deep, the Jim Moynihan bait, I guess we say. And we're going to fish in 12 to 14 feet of water. We're going to go up to the smaller lakes up north. We'll see. We got both 13, so we should have some fun today.
Have some fun, boy. With half the tournament fishing season behind us, things are really starting to heat up for Angler of the Year standings. That's why we have just pulled up on Steve Kardowski, the current leader in the Angler of the Year standings for the Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour. He's a first-year pro, a rookie pro, and let's see how he's doing his first day here on Minnetonka.
I used the green line. I think I see more bites. A cloudy morning like today, if you're using a line that's that greenish color, you really can't see it against the water as well. I seem to get enough bites, but maybe tough conditions. Maybe there's tough conditions out here, and maybe I'm not getting them because of the green line. But I have confidence in it, and that's why I use it. I think it's a strong line. It's made by Berkeley. It's called Berkeley. It's Trilene Solar. And then there's Big Cat they also have.
It's a hard milfoil edge, and then it breaks off real sharp, and there's good scattered rock along it, and all I'm doing is running a Carolina rig up to the weeds and dragging it back off of it and just rolling through the rocks here. If they quit here, we'll sneak over to another spot for a little bit and then come back in here and maybe get the trolling motor a little break.
I've been catching them today, being it's cloudy, out from the milfoil a little bit. Haven't really had to cast right in the milfoil, so it's really easy kind of fishing. We got 7 in the live well right now, and no real big ones, but I guess 7 decent ones. One will keep probably, but I mean a horse.
Sure looks big.
Number 8. Now we need some bigger ones.
We're heading over to another roller jig spot, so get your roller jig rod ready. All right. Fish it for about 5 minutes, see if there's any active fish up there, and then we're going to get out of here. It's been a tough day for us so far. We started on some dandy schools of fish. I'm sure they'll be biting for somebody at some point during the day, but I just didn't have the patience to wait them out with as many spots that are going right now, or we're going. The fish, to me, don't seem like they're biting phenomenally, and that can change in a big hurry.
We're losing them, and we changed from a regular mushroom head jigworm to a wide gap, see if that would help. That didn't help, so I went to this piggin jig, and I got one on that. So now we're both just out here trying our all. Premium, buddy. Ready? Oh!
It's starting off pretty good. We're hopefully going to pick up a couple more big ones right around the corner.
Got him. Yep. Yeah, baby. That's what we're looking for.
Stay tuned. The Minnesota ProAM Bass Tour will be right back after this.
I'd rather be out here fishing than sitting in school, but Dad always says school comes first.
One of the neat things about tournament angling and fishing in general is that it's a real family activity. You know, the time that you spend in the boat together, as far as a parent and a child, or an adult and a child, you're real close.
Not very big.
Right kind, though.
Yeah. I've learned a lot of different things from my pros. A great experience. It's been awesome.
The adrenaline, the excitement is real obvious when before a tournament and when he's meeting his pro and he's talking about it. I think that Eric has learned a lot about tournament angling as far as practicing and when you're out on the water before the event. The Junior AM program is really key to what the Pro-Am circuit is doing, because it really encourages new anglers, and especially young anglers, to get involved in a way that doesn't exist anyplace else.
See, Bud, you can see we're right up on top of that. It's dropping down now. I've got almost 13 feet. No fish, though.
If the weather conditions are right, I think in the next tournament, he'll be doing the same thing that I'll be doing, and I would hope his pro would listen.
It'd be awesome to fish with my dad, but the chances aren't probably very high in that. But I think we'd do very well, just being able to fish with my dad.
I know we'd do well, because I've seen him catch fish. In fact, last weekend, we weren't on this lake, but we were up north, and he outfished me about 4-1. So the skills, the fishing skills are there, so I have no doubt of that. That'd be awesome. That'd be fun, and I think together we'd be pretty good on this body of water.
You know what's interesting, Tommy, is just after we film that Hildebrand piece, they get teamed up together here on Tonka.
What a coincidence, Chip. And this could actually affect the way that they fish together as a father and son. Tournaments have a funny way of affecting things like that.
Oh, that's interesting. Father-son scenario like that. Not to mention the fact now the two of them are out there in this heck of a breeze that we got going here now. The wind has really kicked up out here on Tonka. It's going to affect those anglers out on the big lake.
Oh, it opens up a whole lot of gray area due to the fact that these anglers could be pitching jigs to this mid-lake structure. The boat could blow 20 foot to the side. Boat control is going to be a key.
Boat control is going to be everything, so let's get back out there and see how those anglers are handling it.
The weather this morning was a little bit of a surprise. I wasn't expecting any wind. In fact, I was expecting 90-degree temperatures, calm, and no wind, but we woke up to some wind this morning and it's got nothing but worse the rest of the day.
It's early morning of the tournament. Billy Hildebrand and his son have been fishing along. They've got one in the box out with scum frogs, but the pattern that was hot yesterday seems to have diminished from the cold front. Let's see if they can get things going here, but she seems like she's really slowed down a little bit for them.
Well, since you left me this morning, we moved up to a different area. We found a calm spot, so we're going to try this spot, found a couple in the calm spots, think we can work them a little better and maybe hopefully get maybe a little bit better bites. And it feels like... Net! He's coming. Ready? Get him. All right. Yes! He did that one. Hey. Good one.
Well, it's 11:15 and I'm having a tough time. It seems like every time the wind blows, I don't know what happens. I'm a milfoil fisherman, and I don't know just what happens, but I think that wind lays that milfoil over and it makes it real difficult fishing. And I'm just having one of those days here. You know, won her last year, and this year we're not even close to winning it. I mean, I'm kind of thinking that it's going to be a tough bite for everybody. Pretty small. Can you make it look bigger? It's a small one. There you go. That's a nice looking shot. We only got two. We got a long way to go, but there's still a lot of time left. So, I mean, we can do it. It's just a matter of getting in the right spot or these milfoil fish turning on. I don't know if they're gonna. It'll be interesting to see it happen.
We started off this morning on our first spot. We were fishing a deep edge, roller jigging and jig worming. We ended up getting our limit in about an hour. We probably got a couple 4-pounders, and the rest are in the 2 to 2.5 range. But we probably have somewhere around 20 pounds. But that one, good luck. Nah, pretty small. The size limit is a minimum 12 inches, and if you got a bunch of 12 inches out here, you're hurt. But we're fortunate to have a bunch of good ones, and hopefully they'll get even better. Right now I'm just fishing the outside weed line here and trying to see if some of the fish have moved out from the cloud cover, moved out from the milfoil there. There we go. That's a nice one. Come on. This is what we're looking for right here. That's a nice one. Oh, yes. Need about 8. Let's get 8 more of those. Actually, we only need 7 more now.
Well, we still got 15 minutes to go, and we just pulled on a new spot that I had GPSed about 2 weeks ago, and we're just trying for one more big bite. We think if we get it, we can win this tournament. There it is, get the net, quick! All right. Well, Troy, I'm gonna go in early. It's been really windy, we've been beating on the boat. We got 10 minutes to make it back, it's a 5-minute drive. So let's get in, we got a big bag, and let's see how it works out. Maybe we won this thing.
The Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour is brought to you by Midwest Sports Channel, the Minnesota State Lottery, Ranger Boats, and the Star Tribune.
Here. Events of this type bring people in. We have some of the best eating establishments around the lake that you're going to find anywhere. With that many miles of shoreline, you know that you are in some gorgeous country.
Got lucky, caught a few fish. I think we'll have a pretty good weight today.
Wind was real tough for us today. We couldn't stand on our first 3 spots, so we had to kind of go into calmer water and pack out 7 fish is all we got.
We have some nice fish. We have some really nice fish. We didn't get the real big kicker fish that I was hoping for, but we did good.
We wound up with 5 fish. We had a real good time. We worked real hard, and we had some fun.
The trolling motor broke right away. Other than that, I had a lot of fun. Learned a lot from John. He was a good pro. It's a good tournament trail to fish if you want to learn a lot.
Hugh and I went into the wind about halfway through the day. Ran out of juice from my batteries, but we used the big motor. Just kept moving up and drifting back, and we caught 8 fish. Some are good, a couple little ones, but we had a really, really good time.
We've got our anglers coming to the stage now. We need to get really excited and get a lot of noise going because we've got some really big fish.
Chipper, what's up? Looks like we got a good group of fish there, Tommy.
Fish are so big they slimed me.
Some people coming in with small bags, so maybe I'm going to do better than I thought, but I thought it was really bad out there today. Really tough. I couldn't get enough big fish, and you can catch 2-pounders all day out here, but you got to catch 3s and 4s to do any good, and we just couldn't get enough of those.
Let's not wait any longer. Let's slide over here and see what we got.
25 pounds. That'll put him in 2nd place.
2nd place, 25 pounds. And we got a big bag of fish. Brad, you were having a little trouble this morning. We saw you out in the camera boat, but always smiling. He took time to let the cameraman on, and he battled and he fought and he got
25.
Give the crowd a chance to see some of these awesome Minnetonka fish. Let's hear it for your resource.
We had a really interesting thing happen to us. One of our biggest fish that we caught, a great big muskie grabbed him, and like I fought him up to the boat, and I get up there and there's this muskie laying there, and there isn't even a bass in his mouth. I didn't even see the bass. The muskie opened his mouth, the bass took off, hit the side of the boat. He got it with the net, and it was one of our biggest fish that we caught.
Currently ranked 3rd for Angler of the Year of the Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour, Gary Lake. And over here, gentlemen, and Tommy, where are we going to end up?
Wind up pretty good. 26.57.
Whoa, 26.57. If my calculations are correct, you might be leading Angler of the Year right now. And if you were, how would that make you feel?
Well, it's still Leech Lake to go, and I know it's a tough road up there.
12.88.
So let's slide on over, Gary.
5.80.
Oh, almost. You should have been wishing for 6. 5.80. They're leading the tournament. They're leading big bass.
Cameraman's on stage. We got a big bag.
Yeah, new leader, 30.79.
We broke 30 pounds, 30.79. Holy cow, we're going to get a weight here. We're going to need a little over 30 to take the lead.
31.64.
There is your new leader. I got to watch these kids fish today. They're out there fishing.
Give me some. I want some of that, Tommy. Woo!
It's time now for the winning tip, brought to you by Berkeley.
This was a great win for me. It was my first tournament as a pro out here. Tom and I used a few different things. One thing that caught probably 2 of our bigger fish that keyed in here was a Carolina rig. What I did is I was using a little bit lighter line, 10-pound fluorocarbon leader, so it's low visibility in the water. I would use a lighter weight than most people. I use a 1/4 ounce brass weight here and a swivel with about a 2-3 foot, usually about a 3-foot leader on 17-pound line, Trilene XT, and I was using Quantum and a Brickley rod, and I like a little shorter rod for the lighter Carolina rigs. I think you can cast them a little better, work them a little better. They seem to work well, and it sure worked well for us today. We caught 2 fish, probably over 5 pounds on it today, and that just really helped a lot.
The third stop in the Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour, the state's richest tournament fishing event, has come to a close on this world-class bass fishery, Lake Minnetonka. Tom, our hats have to go off to Jason Berg and Tom Peterson, 31.64 pounds against some real veteran anglers on this body of water.
Well, and the biggest thing is, Chip, is that weight, 31 pounds and some change, is just a little bit less than those 2 anglers' combined age. The 2 young guys pulled it off in style, facing tough adverse conditions with a cold front rolling in, heavy winds and rain. They had a slow start in the morning, they kept their daubers up, and the guys came back, and the kids won it.
Now what's heating up is the race to get to the Tournament of Champions coming up in August. Only 40 anglers get to go, 1 event left, Leech Lake.
And it's unbelievable, too, how the Angler of the Year race is actually heating up with some very, very tight standings and some tough veteran anglers in those top 10 spots, few points apart. So you're going to want to stay tuned and tune in when we roll into the final stop at Leech Lake on the Minnesota Pro-Am Bass Tour.